A South Korean spy agency reporting that North Korean leader Kim Jong-il has appointed his youngest son, Kim Jong-un, as heir to the communist nation. This news comes after months of speculation on the health of Kim Jong-il and who would succeed him. The South Korean media also reporting the North has stepped up its military training, stockpiled ammunition for a possible fight with the South. So lots happening. Joining us now with some insight is co-president of the North Korea Research Group, Christopher LaRoche. It's good to have you here.
Hi.
So what do we know about this young man? The Globe reporting a story today with a picture of him at 11. They think now he's 25 or 26, but what can you tell us about him?
We know very little about him. He's Kim Jong-il's youngest son. Apparently he's the closest to Kim Jong-il in terms of his character type. So whereas the eldest son has embarrassed himself a number of times publicly, the middle son is apparently very effeminate. This son is closest to Kim Jong-il in that he likes American popular culture. But aside from this, very, very little is known. Apparently he studied in Switzerland in an international school. So there are a few stories mentioned in the Globe from some of his colleagues about what he liked to do there, play sports and such. But there are no photos of him as an adult. Very little is known. And that's sort of why this story, I think, has sparked up so much attention, is because the choice is a little bit out of, perhaps not out of left field, that's going a bit too far, but we know so little. So little. Yeah.
Yet this young man, if he is 25 or 26 now, would have a lot of power. We're talking about a nuclear state here. Right.
Of course, when they in choosing him, they're not saying that he's taking over tomorrow, right? The timeline most people think will happen is that there might be a transition depending on a lot of contingencies like the nuclear program, if there's a famine and so on, but that the transition might happen sometime around 2012.
How would this play out among North Koreans?
That's also a difficult answer. Sorry, a difficult question to answer because we know so little about what North Koreans think. Like Canadians, North Koreans probably hold a variety of opinions. What those opinions are is very hard for a foreigner or someone outside North Korea to actually figure out. Foreigners have interactions with North Koreans, but of course those are in very controlled settings, especially when foreigners visit North Korea. Within the party echelons, of course, there may be some struggles for power, depending on how the transition works, between sort of the vested interests at the top of the North Korean military and Kim Jong-il himself trying to set up what is essentially a dynasty because, of course, his father ruled North Korea before him, Kim Il-sung.
The U.S. has got to be watching this, paying close attention. This is a country that tested nuclear missiles, a couple of them over the last couple of weeks. But could this represent a new chapter?
It could. We know so little about this son, and if he's anything like Kim Jong-il, it may be more of the same, variations on the same. On the other hand, we might see something like transition in Spain when Generalissimo Franco gave power over, and then there was an opening up afterwards. It's very hard to tell at this point. Certainly the Chinese, who are as close as sponsors of North Korea as you can get, seem to have been pushing North Korea toward adopting a more open economic profile because North Korea costs the Chinese quite a bit of money. So they may, put a lot of pressure on whoever the new leader is, if it is Kim Jong-il's son or a sort of a military junta like in Burma. Whatever happens, China may put more pressure, and of course there's always pressure from the U.S. and the South.
Of course, and this is a multi-layered story we'll continue to cover. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Up next.